Ayamevahamityasmin sankoche vilayam gate samasta bhuvana vyapi vistara upajayate. These are all wonderful shlokas, wonderful maxims. I don't know what happened to us. Our education is filled with Western material, chaff, chaff, chaff. Indian material we have no regard for. Ayamevahamityasmin sankoche. I am this limited body, I am this limited self. When that sankocha, that construction dissolves, samasta bhuvanavyapi vistara upajayate. Ayamevahamityasmin sankoche vilayam gate samasta bhuvanavyapi vistara upajayate. These are all wonderful shlokas, wonderful maxims. I don't know what happened to us. Our education is filled with Western material, chaff, chaff, chaff. Indian material we have no regard for. Ayamevahamityasmin sankoche. I am this limited body, I am this limited self. When that sankocha, that construction dissolves, samasta bhuvanavyapi vistara upajayate. Suddenly arises, dawns an expansion saying that I am the whole universe. The constriction is psychological. The expansion is equally psychological. Having been born in a family, first as a son or a daughter, then to be in the company of brothers and parents, getting married, having children, still if the mind is not expanding, I don't know where it will expand. As you are, so are all the others in your country and the world. When you have a child, you should understand all the parents have similarly their children. Whatever is your attachment and concern to your child, understand that the whole world has a parallel concern. And be sensitive to others. Be considerate to others. Srimad Bhagavata says, you may make jumbo puja, uchavajaihi dravyaihi, buying costly materials, you do the puja, but I don't accept it. As long as you are bhuta gramava maninaha, you have no regard and feeling for the suffering humanity outside. As long as you don't have a feeling for the others, your jumbo puja is useless. Useless. I don't accept it, he says. What do you think of a society which has written it? It is not said, it is written, it is read, it is sung, it is followed at least by a few, at least I follow it. Our culture is not encased in golden boxes. No, our culture is vibrant. Every little one you will find it is vibrant. You read the names in Ramayana, in Mahabharata, in Srimad Bhagavata, etc. All these names are traceable on the surface of the earth. You have a place called Naimisharanya, a place called Vrindavana, a place called Mathura. Any place that is referred to. The Manthara mountain is there. Everywhere, everything. Generally we learn history and throw it away within the school and then go away. Our cultural history is remembered, cherished, preserved, pursued, honored, abided by, adhered to, and realized also. We make a reference to it in our daily life. All our celebrations are, you will find, around the planets on the sky. Our Kumbh Mela going to be there. Everything is around Sun and Jupiter. When they come to a particular box, a particular segment, then we celebrate. It is repeating. 12 years, a Kumbha, Purna Kumbha. 44 years, a Mahakumbha. And you will find the Sun and the Jupiter are coming to a particular combination there. Every celebration of ours is like that. We are not celebrating X, Y, Z. No. We have spent 5-year plan outlay money in constructing temples, but not in constructing a memorial in honor of wife or father or son. When somebody has died, we know the body has gone. No memorial for that person. In fact, all bodies are memorials of all people who lived. Am I clear?
Yes.
Somebody has died and you construct a memorial. Are you not a fool? Memorial? For what? But we have made enough commemorations. All in the name of divinity. All in the name of our gods and goddesses. So our culture is a very great culture. We should understand it. So why I am saying this? We are not using our intelligence in order to improve the quality and refinement of the mind. Vishayabhimukam drishtva vidvamsamapi vismritihi. A man may be educated, he may have a powerful intelligence, a sharp intelligence. Even then he says, vismritihi vikshepayadi. Forgetfulness, disregard, inattention overpowers him and distracts his mind. Just like dhidoshaihi. Inattention resulting in the contamination and putrefaction of his mind. Exactly like what? Yosha jaramiva priyam. As a woman, the moment she sees her paramour, everything is forgot. An unchaste woman, seeing a paramour, her whole behavior goes out of control. In the same manner, this also happens. So be careful, says Shankara. Shankara was an ascetic, a masterly intellect. He has no fear in mentioning anything whatsoever. Why should we fear? We are imparting knowledge. So any example we will quote. Our object is to drive home the knowledge. Spiritually I cannot communicate it to you because it is inner. It is supramaterial. We can only communicate to you in the form of external, gross, sensory examples and instances. Vishayabhimukham drishtva vidvamsamapi vismritihi vikshepayati dhidoshaihi yosha jaramiva priyam. Yathapakristam shaivalam ksanamatram natishtadi avrunoti tatha maya prajñam vapi parangmukham. See, mind is a treasure. It is a treasure. As long as you realize your mind is a treasure, you don't require any other treasure at all in this world. When you start making a little charity, a little, if you start loving to do something in the form of a help, it can be a help given to anybody needy, not necessarily the poor. See, anybody who needs, maybe even a relative of yours, a boy is to be educated, they don't have enough money, understanding it, just give. The story of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar is very important. Now, he had a friend. He died, making the wife a widow, and they did not have resources to live. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, if he had given some money, the woman would not have accepted. You know what Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar said? Your husband has lent money to me and I owe it back. So I am giving you the money which I have taken from your husband. Actually, he had not taken. A blatant lie. He wanted to help that woman in order to bring up the children. Suppose you start doing this, providence will strengthen your hands. Generally, people are interested in taking. Nobody is interested in giving. So when you start giving, God will strengthen your hands. Only when you have, you will give. Such giving people in the history of mankind is very few. People are very few. So when somebody starts giving and feeling for the others, you will find unseen sources will come and strengthen his hands. Please understand this. This is the spiritual law, psychic laws of humanity. So mind is a treasure. Understand that it is a treasure. Bhakti is a treasure. Understand that it is a treasure. Develop it to that level. Yathapakristam shaivalam ksanamatram natishtadi avrunoti tatha maya prajñam vapi parangmukham. There is a lot of moss, sedge in the water. Suppose you remove. We have gone to some tanks. It is full of sedge, moss. And in order to dip, we will have to remove it and dip. But after some time, the moment we get up, it comes. Exactly like this. This is what is happening. Avrinoti tatha maya. The delusion, inattention, etc. All of them cling to you, however much you may remove it. Prajnam vapi parang mukham. Even if there is a knower of truth, he is always thinking of the world and the externals, then he will also be victimized, he says. So that attention is very important. Sensibility is very important. When somebody blames you or somebody speaks nonsense, your attention should be on what he has said, or your attention should be how your mind feels about it. Your attention should be on him and his statements, or how your mind reacts to it. Please understand it. He has said this. He is not good. His words are untrue. Therefore, why? He is not good. His words are not right. Then why are you worried? Then why your mind becomes sorrowful? I don't understand. Let him sorrow for what he has said. This discrimination you must always have. So have an impenetrable mind, have a vast mind, have a flexible mind, have a great mind, have a rich and resourceful mind, have a giving mind. You take qualities and virtues from the others. Don't take any money from the others. Give. Don't give qualities posing that I am a virtuous man. Give materially and physically. Take mentally and intellectually. This is the way to live in this world. Do you agree or not? Yes. तब तो अच्छा हो गया. I think the life will be very, very joyous.
Drishyam pratītam pravilāpayan san Sanmatramanandaghanam vibhavayan Samahitassan mahidantaram va Kalam nayetha sati karma bandhe Pramado brahmanishthayam na kartavyah kadachana Pramado mrityurityaha Bhagavan brahmanasutaha Na pramadadanatyonyaha Jnaninas swaswarupataha Tato mohastadoham dhihi Tato bandhastato vyatha Vishayabhimukham drishtva Vidvamsamapi vismritihi Nikshepayati dhidoshayihi Yoshajaramiva priyam
यथापकृष्टं शैवालं यथापकृष्टं शैवालं क्षणमात्रं न तिष्ठति क्षणमात्रं न तिष्ठति आवृणोति तथा माया आवृणोति तथा माया प्राज्ञं वापि पराङ्मुखम् प्राज्ञं वापि पराङ्मुखम् यथा अपकृष्टं यथापकृष्टं शैवालं क्षणमात्रं न तिष्ठति आवृणोति तथा माया प्राज्ञं वा अभी वापि parangmukham. See, I am splitting these words and making you say this. Is it good and effective? Yes. Really? Yes. Very good. Yathapakristam shaivalam ksanamatram natishthati avrunoti tatha maya prajnam vapi parangmukham. See, in the path of self-realization or in the spiritual path, as I already told you earlier, it is all a question of preserving your attention. You cannot be inattentive even for a while. Whenever the Shastras, any kind of a science enunciation, whenever we take it up, we should always speak about the maximum level of restraint required, so that at least a small percentage of the maximum will become substantial. Don't think that. I always say, our Vedantic pursuit, Brahma Vidya, prescribes a set of fourfold prerequisites. It's called Sadhana Chatushtayam. Sadhana Chatushtayam. We have something called Prasthana Trayam. What? Prasthana Trayam means the three constituent texts. What are they? The Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutras. These are the three which contain, represent and also explain and elaborate the entire cultural values, cultural life, cultural goals, cultural attainment. Everything is mentioned there in the form of writing. This is the greatness of India. Greatness of India. We have it well recorded, well recorded. So if something is recorded before you, you cannot doubt its author. So the author was there and he must have been a human being. So this represents our culture. I call it the cultural treasure. In the same manner, we have got a Chatushtayam. There it is Trayam, 3. Here it is 4. The prerequisites or qualifications for a seeker of Brahma Vidya. This Brahma Vidya means knowledge. Brahma Vidya means knowledge of Brahman. Brahman means the supreme reality, the ultimate existence. It can also mean the source of knowledge. Are you following? I am not satisfied. Brahman means the ultimate existence, the source of knowledge also. In this whole universe, so far as we are concerned, something first exists. Whatever exists should come to be revealed, then only it is existing for us. Now there are a number of planets and heavenly bodies in the endless skies. We don't know about them. We are primarily concerned about the earth on which we are, and a little the surrounding planets and bodies. Nowadays we are also worried about the satellites we have sent. Otherwise the moon may be there, the sun may be there. In so far as they influence or affect the life here, we are concerned about them. But about the unseen and unfelt products of the world, we have no concern at all. So something should exist first, and the existence should come to our knowledge. Now, what is our specialty? We consider existence and knowledge to be inseparable. What? क्या समझ में कुछ आ जाता है क्या? पहले तो होना चाहिए, जो हो रहा है उसके प्रति हमें ज्ञान मिलना चाहिए। होना और समझना या समझाना ये दोनों अलग नहीं है, अलग नहीं है। So the beauty or the uniqueness of our finding is that what exists is also equally knowledge. So it is knowledge that prevails. That is why we say Pratjnanam Brahma. This is the Mahavakya of Rigveda. Pratjnanam Brahma. What is Brahman, the ultimate or supreme existence? Is it in the way of a matter? Is it in the way of a product? No, no. It is in the way of knowledge. So when you go to the supreme level, the knowledge and existence, they are not different. And what is the nature of that knowledge? It is a blissful knowledge. That knowledge itself generates blissfulness. So we have three words, Sat, Chit and Ananda. Sat means existence, Chit means consciousness, Ananda means blissfulness. All the three are concurrently there, they are not separable. See, if a scientist were to go on observing with the help of telescope and microscope, he will go on observing the finer and finer and finer particles or waves, Ultimately, he has to reach a stage where he will say, I am not observing anything. Even when he says, I am not observing anything, this statement he makes on the basis of himself, is it not? When he was observing something, the observed was there when he was present. Now the observed is no more there and the observer continues to be so. So you tell me what is the ultimate truth? And what is this observer? Is it his eyes? Is it his body? For inside the body, it is neither a bodily part nor the eye. It is only knowledge. This knowledge is the finest substance. You cannot call it a substance, but knowledge is the finest factor. If you probe into any material structure, you will find that it is initially solid. Now what about air? Oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. They are gaseous. They are also matter. Don't think that to exist means to be solid. To exist means to be solid, to be fluid, to be gaseous. And to further and further investigate means to exist means to be knowledge. So knowledge is the finest and supreme reality. This is our finding. नहीं समझा? थोड़ा सोचिए ना. Pratjnanam Brahma. What? Brahma refers to the supreme reality and the ultimate existence, and that ultimate existence is no matter, no energy. It is, on the other hand, knowledge. And this knowledge you can trace and probe into only within one's own human body. इसीलिए मनुष्य जन्म सबसे ऊंचा और सर्वश्रेष्ठ बनता है. I don't think any one of you knows the value of your human life. आप उसको किस प्रकार समझते हैं बोलिए? हम नहीं जानते हैं, आप ही बोलिए. Maximum, I will become a husband or a wife. Thereafter I will become a parent, if possible a grandparent. इतना ही तो आप सोचते हैं, इससे अधिक कुछ नहीं सोचते हैं. हमारा मनुष्य जन्म उसके लिए है क्या? जानवर भी देखते हैं, एक कुत्ता के साथ आप चलते गुजरिए, क्या होगा? कुत्ता और आप दोनों एक साथ तो चलेंगे. वो भी रास्ता को देखता है, वो भी पेट को देखता है, वो भी व्हीकल्स को देखता है, आप भी देखते हैं. आप दोनों में क्या फर्क है? वो भीतर नहीं देख पाता, हम तो भीतर अच्छी तरह समझ लेते हैं. हमारे भीतर शरीर के बिना, शरीर के अंग के बिना, शरीर के भीतर शरीर से विलक्षण होकर एक अस्तित्व है जिसका नाम है चेतना या चैतन्य। वो द्रव्य नहीं, वो ऊर्ज भी नहीं, वो मटेरियल नहीं, एनर्जी भी नहीं। उसको इंद्रियों के द्वारा हम नहीं ग्रहण कर सकते हैं, वो इंद्रियों से परे हैं। इंद्रियों के सम्मुख वो अभिव्यक्त नहीं होगा। हर एक आदमी के पास एक मन तो है, सभी तो आप लोग मानेंगे मन है। मन क्या है, थोड़ा बोलिए ना। वो शरीर का अंग है क्या? यदि शरीर का अंग नहीं हो, आप स्वयं ही बोलिए वो क्या है। इस मन को लेकर सारा कुछ तो चलता है। हर एक कार्रवाई पहले मानसिक क्षेत्र में उसकी भावना होती है, उसके प्रति संकल्प होता है। उस संकल्प को सार्थक बनाने के लिए शारीरिक अंगों को हम चलाते हैं। सब काम कहाँ शुरू होता है? मानसिक क्षेत्र में। जो मन द्रव्यात्मक नहीं, ऊर्जात्मक भी नहीं, वो दोनों से विलक्षण है, अन्य है, जिसका नाम है चैतन्य या चेतना। यही है परम सत्य, यही है परम सत्य।